At the dawn of time, single-celled creatures emerged from the primordial ooze to colonize the Earth. The fertile soil they found was beautiful, dangerous, and wild. However, it was also super lame because they didn't have the concept of numbers with which to rate things. Now, in the year of our spaghetti monster in the sky, 2025, two intrepid brothers have come forth to solve the world's problem. No longer will items go unrated. No longer will everyday objects escape the rule of numerical law. This is Review Everything.
Oh my god, it gets me every time. And we just listened to it because we just did a mini episode, but whoever did that is very handsome. I like his voice.
I fall asleep to it on loop.
You just loop the 45 seconds over and over again?
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Thanks.
Well, that's our intro. My name is Ashton Macaulay. I am a writer and a data person who has very strong opinions and likes to put numbers to things. And occasionally, most of the time, I just like to rate things for myself. Who are you?
I'm Connor. I'm also on the podcast. I'm not an author. I'm the illegitimate love child of Mr. Peanut. And I can't tell you who mommy was.
I bet it was the fucking green M&M.
They didn't have the green M&M until way later, man. Mr. Peanut's real old.
So, in case you didn't understand the very clear intro, this is a podcast where we rate things from across the spectrum of human existence. It could be literally fucking anything. We've done dreams. We have done random objects we found in our house. We've done stuff we found in our backyard. Today we're rating things that are insufferable. Who knows?
Hey, Ashton.
Yeah.
Why would we want to rate things?
Why? I mean, it makes me feel better about myself. And it makes me feel like there's order in the chaos of the world.
Like putting something in an Excel box.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. I like hanging out with you too.
Yeah, that's true. It is.
Yeah.
It is also a good excuse for us to chat together because we're buds.
Yeah.
We're buds IRL.
Brothers.
Yeah. You know, different mothers because Mr. Peanut's not my dad. But that's beside the point. One thing before we get too far into this, I did want to let our listeners know that they can ask us to review items and we'll do it because we have no shame. And just like you have to be here once you start the podcast, like it's the alchemy of it is that you can't leave or you might die. And I'm not threatening you. I'm just saying that that's what happens because Spotify and YouTube, they implant little signals in your brain. And if you stop listening halfway through something, it just clicks it right off. So just to be careful about that. But as a sort of mea culpa, we now have an email address. It is revieweverythingcast@gmail.com. So if you send us an email at revieweverythingcast@gmail.com, it could be criticism. It could be items to rate. It can be about how pretty we are. If you want to rank us, I may or may not tell Connor, depending on how kind it is. But that email address is live. You can send whatever the fuck you want to it.
All right. I think on the very first episode, we don't want rankings of our looks, guys, or girls, or non-binary pals. I don't know. No, don't rank me.
Well, so now here's the best part is there's the fear for you, but is you don't know if we've been ranked in our email yet, and I just haven't told you. So it could be there. We could have been ranked. Maybe I know and you don't.
My nana said I was 2 at the age of 10. That nothing's gonna hurt more than that.
Well, that's it's really rough.
Hey, how are you doing? 1 to 5. 1
to
being
5?
bad, 5 being great. No context needed unless you want to share it. I just want to see where you're coming from.
I feel like I always end up sharing context because that's the fun bit.
If you want to, yeah.
So I'm gonna say I'm at a 3. I had a very, very long day at work full of some serious bullshit. Where I also found out that I'm going to be going to 2 foreign countries for business travel for less than 4 days in the next 3 months.
Hi.
Yeah, I know, man. It's
okay.
It's dumb.
We got
Nobody
some
needs
coins
data
to
in
flip.
person. Fuck it. No, we are not flipping any coins for those trips. That's not happening. They're stressful enough already. And then I ate a whole mess of tuna right before I came on to record this. Like just a big sloppy thing of tuna that my wife made me with some pickled jalapenos. So, but that's sitting kind of weird because I also took my arthritis medication because my back was hurting. So we're in a really like interesting will they won't they relationship right now. Fuck around and find out with what's going to happen in there. So the podcast could end early because that could just cause some absolute havoc. So I'm a 3. How are you?
You're pretty good about fighting through tummy things, though.
That's true. Oh yeah.
I'm a 2 trending 3 because I'm having fun with you now. I have a lightning rating. Lightning rating?
You need a theme song for that, like a thunder rolling.
Okay, we'll think about it. There'll be lightning strikes. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. So I got a haircut today. Obviously looking good. Got a freshie. Feeling
fresh
fresh.
cut. Very fashionable.
Yeah. I went to Trader Joe's real quick to get some tahini. They don't have it. Actually, tahini isn't regularly stocked by them, so don't assume they're going to have it, because I made a special trip, because tahini at Trader Joe's is pretty reasonably priced relative to other places. So I checked out, right? And then, if y'all aren't familiar with Trader Joe's, as a part of their policy, I think, they're supposed to do at least one small talk with you as you're checking out. Have you tried this cookie before?
Wait, that's required?
Yeah, it's a part of their culture. You didn't know
I
that?
thought you were
they
just being nice.
No, dummy. Yeah, I bet you don't even know what the fucking bells mean. Okay, so the category for this one, and I've been struggling with it because I don't know what to make of it. The category I do, the thing that we're talking about is Trader Joe's small talk. So that's the category. I need your help on, was this good small talk? Was this bad small talk? Was it appropriate? So I bought one can of an alcoholic beverage and I had my license out. I just got a freshie. I'm looking young, right? I pulled all the gray hair out of my beard 2 days ago. I'm looking fine. I'm looking pretty young, all right? And the lady, she was like, you can put that away, which is fine, which is totally fine, except for then she said, if you look older than the person who's checking you out, it's probably fine. And I'm going to pause for a second because there's a bunch of things that pop into my head about this situation, including that's not even a good rule.
No, but she did you so dirty. God damn, slammed.
So here, one other thing, and then I want your snap rating, your lightning rating. I definitely looked younger than her. And I'm not bragging. I'm not negging. I objectively looked younger than her. So for her to come with me with heat that I don't think she meant to throw that heat. I think she was trying to meet her small talk quota and got caught in a cute trap with me and said the wrong thing. That's all I got. I got a score, but I want to know what yours is.
Well, no, so I don't think she got caught in a cute trap. I think it was purposeful, and I think that she probably has something else going on. Like maybe she wants to feel younger, and this is her way of doing it. I think she wanted to slam you. No, nobody like that's like hitting you point blank with a silenced
her thing,
pistol.
not a
She
me
meant to be
thing.
there.
Yeah, you're
She
right.
meant to be there. So I'm gonna rate that at like that's a 3 because I would think about that a lot afterward. That would stick with me, and I hate
her
that.
as from her or for me.
For you, yeah. If I was in your shoes, it would stick with me, and I would think about it too much, and I hate that for myself. I hate that for you.
Well, I look younger than you, even though I'm much older, so it makes sense. All right,
The beard now.
that's
beard
the end
makes
of
me
the
look older.
lightning rating.
Lightning rating. Oh yeah. Maybe I'll put some effects on that so it sounds cool after
Ooh.
the fact. So today we are rating things that are insufferable. I know we said we would do things that are cylinders, but that was a goof. You're dummies for believing it.
We might do cylinders later.
Yeah,
In
we
fact,
might.
I have
Not
an
today.
insufferable cylinder.
Ooh, interesting. So we're rating things that are insufferable today. Is it your turn to go first?
Well, since you stole mine, why don't you go first?
Okay. I would like the listeners to know, just for the record, I did not
He's a
steal
thief.
Connor's thing. I did not steal his thing. He is just upset that I thought of it and made a cool presentation about it.
But
instead.
I hate this thing so much; it's so insufferable. So if
It is,
anything,
yeah.
I'm
This
a
is
fan-
gonna
I'm
be
a
rough.
fan.
I think that we're
Yeah.
both gonna hate on this one.
All right, take us away.
Yes, this is a presentation called "Why I Hate LinkedIn" in 3 slides because
Fucking hate LinkedIn.
I really do hate LinkedIn. It's awful. First slide is terrible advice and self-aggrandizing bullshit. So this first one is like,
wait, did you go on today and find all these
yes.
things?
So these
today?
are all from my feed. You're scrolling job boards
In one
again.
day.
You find a role that looks perfect. You hit apply. You wait. You hear nothing. You repeat. But let me tell you something that I wish someone told me sooner. Job searching isn't just about applying. It's about showing up before you ask. And basically, this person tells you to follow somebody, comment on their posts a few times with stuff like great post, good insight, and then after a few days, send them a DM. If somebody does that to me, I'm fucking blocking them so fast. This is terrible advice.
That's stalking.
Yeah, and this is like
Good advice for a job isn't stalk the person who might give you a job.
visibility plus trust equals opportunity. No, it doesn't. Don't do
so
this on
mad
LinkedIn.
already.
Like, for the love of God, don't do it. My third slide will also explain why, but this is bad advice. Okay,
More
then
connections open cold doors. What does that even mean?
Yeah, it's awful. It's so bad. So this other guy said, I made 2.8 million last month by hosting a mastermind in a mansion I don't own with people I don't like, teaching things I don't do. It was divine. Easy money. Ty Lopez taught me this. No agenda, no curriculum, just 7-figure vibes, alkaline water, and a woman named Sky doing intuitive breath work in the corner. We didn't talk strategy. We unlocked energy revenue portals. One guy sobbed into a vision board. Another pitched at AO. We all clapped because that's what leaders do. They fucking clap. I called it quantum margin expansion. And I blanked out this guy's face because I didn't want to call him out, but here he is in front of his mansion. He's awful. It ends with, but the view is great from the long road, and I just fucking hate this. I've seen so many things of like, hey, I won't name names. I have an old coworker who is constantly putting on workshops, and it's like, hey man,
For what?
you can't hold a job. That's why you're putting on workshops. Stop teaching other people bad shit. I'm against workshops in general. Most of the time I think that they're full of shit and they don't work, and they just make companies waste money.
Who has the confidence to not be able to work in their field and then to create a paid workshop and host it?
It kind of makes me think that we should just do masterclass, and we might make a lot of money. Like, this is how you make it in data. Take it from an engineer and a data scientist. We got you.
Do we need to be more confident or less confident? Because I actually think it's less confident.
We're cis white men. We should not be any more confident than we already are.
Okay,
we're already like topping the scale, and we have a podcast. I think that's too much. These people are on a different fucking level. So, okay, the next one is a post. There's a meme below it. I'm going to describe this for people who aren't watching. There's a bunch of yachts, and it says, this and a suspicious source of income. First of all, terrible meme. Doesn't mean anything. I hate it. Then it says, the hardest part of all, explaining what I do to strangers while I'm on vacation. I'm a creator. No, that's lame. I'm an influencer. No, that's even worse. And so self-aggrandizing. While being self-aggrandizing, I might add. I build meme software. This is true. Everything I do. I run shows. I write weekly newsletters. Like, basically, I have a suspicious source of income. Cheers to making millions and staying myself. And hashtag startups, hashtag venture capital, hashtag memes. Fucking garbage.
What do you think this means? Okay, so hold on. They
run shows, they write newsletters. I don't know what any of that means.
What would a VC do with that? Like, I appreciate maybe like Giphy early, right? Maybe they had some VC funding, or like, even that I doubt. What the fuck is this? What would a VC buy from this person?
Content. They're a content creator and they're out on their yacht. Fucking A, I don't believe, and B, just goddamn, like, get off LinkedIn, man. Get off LinkedIn. Okay, second one, annoying writing shit. This is kind of more the self-aggrandizing, but it's specifically as a writer on LinkedIn, people want to tell you how you can get better at writing by forexing your social media following.
For other stuff.
And it's like, authors don't need to become full-time marketers to market their books. What they need is clarity on their genre, on their audience, on how to speak the language of people who are already out there craving a book just like theirs. And like, it's pitching a marketing seminar for 3 sessions and $200, which, look, man,
I'm exhausted. Do less. Can't just everyone do fucking less?
Dude,
I don't understand.
I fucking hate this marketing culture. And like, look, other authors who are out there, I'm not a large author. Couldn't make a living off it. Most people can't. And I can just tell you right now, anything you learn from a workshop, you're better off just spent fucking writing and learning how to write by putting words on a page. This is all this is fucking
Don't tell me how to
Predator.
write. No, stop. Hey, does this one author have a thirst trap as a part of his
Yes.
what you should do?
Yes. There is a thirst trap on this page. You will notice. So this post on the right says, writing is the best skill in the world, hands down. You get to create every day, are challenged to grow as a person, spend 100x more time with your thoughts, make a real impact with your ideas, attract incredible opportunities, speak and think much clearer. And then a bunch more bullshit, but then it says, P.S. My exclusive birthday course, 1% Writer, is available till Wednesday. You get 33 strategies over 33 days for just $33. And then there is a picture of this man shirtless writing in a journal with a pen.
Wait. Is it called... I'm not trying to do a joke. Is it a birthday course because he's in his birthday suit in the picture? Is this dude naked?
I don't think so. I think it was because it's his birthday. He's hosting a course for cheaper, is how I interpreted it.
That doesn't make any sense. It's the same course. It's just for cheaper. It's not a birthday course.
Yeah, it's bullshit. It's bad. And
His
also,
hog's out. His hog's out. 100%.
His hog's definitely out under that table for sure. The other thing that gets me about this one is it says, and all you have to do is sit in front of a computer for 1 to 2 hours every morning and wrestle with your thoughts. First of all, 1 to 2 hours every morning, not doable for like most of fucking everybody. I write a lot and I don't write 1 to 2 hours a morning. That's insane. And then he says the fact that the internet rewards you for it. No, they don't. No, they don't. Everybody assumes your shit should be free. They like everybody assumes your shit should be free or you should pay them to promote it. In fact, I get like 9 to 10 emails a week that are like, would you like to pay this blog to review your book? And I'm like, no, fuck off. I would rather not. Like I spent a long time on
That's
this.
gross.
Yeah. So yeah, it's and there's another post on here that's about how a book is like a better version of a business card, and this guy is a veteran who uses it. It's bad. I'm gonna skip through it. Last one is cold calling. So these are a selection of cold calls that I've gotten in the last month, and they like first of all, so many of the cold calls I get are not even relevant to what I do as a job. These are a bunch of cold calls that are for 6-month contracts with hourly pay rates. After like if you look at my resume, not to brag, I don't do contract roles anymore. Like I've worked full time at very big companies for a long time, and like same contractor will reach out multiple times. Like we have this amazing 12-month contract at Minecraft, and I've already worked at Minecraft for 3 years. At one point, I worked at Minecraft, and it's like, no, I'm not going to take a fucking contract role for 12 months when I'm working full time at a different organization. It's so dumb.
If it makes you feel better, yours are better. I get some contracting. I primarily get, and maybe this is because my fake seniority looking on my LinkedIn, but I get consulting gigs. It's like, hey, do you want to come like be a consultant and teach this company how to do stuff?
I've had a few of those of like, do you want to come sit in on this presentation? But they never offer me pay. Do they offer you pay?
Not explicitly.
Yeah,
I think one of them was like, we're willing to compensate you. I'm like, yeah. What do you mean you're willing to? It's a job.
Like, of course you do. Yeah, I'm working for you.
Yeah.
The last thing I included in here is I have a copy paste that I send, which is, hi there, I no longer take contract roles. Good luck with your search, Ashton. For a while, if anybody sends me a role that is like kind of ambiguous, I just send them my current salary and compensation, and most of the time they go away.
That's pretty passive aggressive. I like it.
I think it's just aggressive. Like this is what you have to pay me if you want me.
No, that's why I like it. You're right.
Yeah. So anyways, that's my presentation on why I hate LinkedIn.
I think there are some things that are so awful they don't deserve a rating. And just having to look at that right now, I am shaking. I don't want to rate LinkedIn. I don't want it on my tier list. I never want to see it again. And I would propose, if you're up for it, that we throw this dog turd in the dog turd trash, because otherwise it's stuck to us and it is forever. Like, I don't want this to be a part of the human spectrum.
I hear you, but I think you're making the perfect argument.
You hear me, but are you listening to me, Ashton?
I'm listening, but I think that's the perfect reason that this is our 0.
All right, so give me your score.
0. LinkedIn is a 0 for me, and it's lower even because it's fucking necessary.
Okay.
Yeah. So you agree? Easy 0? Easy 0. Yeah. All right. LinkedIn is a 0. It's lower than dreams about dying in a plane crash, which I think is great. Would you say it's a life experience?
LinkedIn, yeah,
or category?
I'm fine with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna write bad. It's really bad. Thank you for coming to my hate talk about LinkedIn. It makes me miserable all the time, and I fucking hate it.
Man. Okay, I have an item, but I want to say something first. And that is, I didn't like thinking about things that infuriated me, Ashton. It made me mad all day. I was just cycling on things that I didn't like, trying to find the things I liked the least or that were the most interesting of things I disliked. And so I was going to throw out a meta one, which I'm trying not to do. But I will say, in reflecting about being infuriated, I don't want to be infuriated. I think the power is having control of yourself such that you never infuriated, because nothing is worth that energy from you that gets you to that point. So that's my new goal after this exercise. I don't want to audibly make noise when something makes me angry in public. And so I'm going to work on that. And there aren't a lot of things that get me infuriated, but the first one is my goddamn TV. And so let me give you the loop of why I don't like this TV. And it's specifically, the category I have for it is tech company fuckery, which maybe that's what we should have put LinkedIn in, but this one's a bit more specific. So this is the flywheel for my dumb TV. It's on. It needs an update. It needs an update daily to weekly. Why does a device like a TV need that? It doesn't. That prompt shows up until you update it for 3 to 4 minutes as a giant splash screen over your content, unless you go and update it. There's no ability to turn that off. In researching it, I have. There is no notification setting of which I can do anything about. So I figured out if you turn the Wi-Fi off the TV, which again is fine, it goes away. for some amount of set time that I am now measuring because I want to see how poorly this is coded. After some point, it starts turning on again by itself after you turn it off. And so there was like a 3-month period where we had to dig underneath the consoles and like unplug the TV every night because we didn't have a solution why this expensive TV was turning back on. It turns out if you go turn the Wi-Fi back on and then you update it, it doesn't do it again for a set period of time. And so this is garbage, anti-consumer behavior. I found the product owner on LinkedIn, one of my favorite websites, and I'm currently writing him a very strongly letter because I've been thinking about this TV all day because we had to do this podcast about things we hate, and now I'm real mad about it, and it feels legitimately infuriating. And so the categories I have for it, I think, I'm pretty mad. The one that is most important to me is how clever was this fuckery? It's not good fuckery! Like, we've done this job. There's so many more interesting ways you can do this. But to essentially install gate my TV from working and like interrupting my sleep, that was your solution? Which with probably some fucking hard-coded like time? No, sir. No, sir. And so in my strongly worded letter, it starts with, I don't trust you. But, and that's how far I've gotten.
I don't trust you is such a strong opener for a corporate letter that you're sending to like some poor HR representative.
So I get this TV. It's not LinkedIn. It's not dying. It feels close. So it's a 2 for me.
Interesting. A couple of questions. What's the brand on that TV?
LG. Life's good, buddy. LG.
LG is that bad. I hate my Samsung TV for similar reasons, mostly because of planned obsolescence where like the apps on it no longer work because Hulu and Amazon have stopped updating their apps so you can't watch it on it anymore. It's just a TV, but it still functions at least. It doesn't do this. This is like truly galling. How many hours of your time do you estimate that you have wasted trying to get this TV to work or update and go away?
Probably 2 hours.
Only like 2 hours.
Over years.
Only 2 hours. That's not as many as I thought it would be. Second, what would you consider your hourly rate to be if somebody was to hire you for a job?
I think it's in like the $300 to $500 range.
$300 to $500 an hour. What you are telling me is that somewhere between $600 and $1,000 of your time has been spent on this TV.
How many working hours are in a year?
I have no earthly idea. My main point is like, why don't you just buy a new TV, my guy? You can afford it. It's at this point.
That's
and just toss that bad boy on OfferUp. Get it out of your house. I mean, now with the tariffs, you probably can't afford a new TV because who knows? Like they're way more expensive now. It's one of the things that went way the fuck up in price because of our dipshit in chief.
I think the thing for me, since I've solved it, like I have a low effort workaround, so it's more about the past frustration, and then obviously the TV coming on at the middle of the night and casting lights. Like the ROI for me now is really just being mad at it, which I told you I don't want to do anymore. And so I've just made peace with this. No, I didn't. I'm going to write that letter. After I write that letter, I don't trust him. I don't trust them. After I write that letter, I'm going to make peace with it and not be mad about this TV.
It doesn't sound like you made peace with it. Okay, how long have you had the TV? That's my last question.
4 years.
That's really fast for it to start being annoying.
Yeah.
Okay, I agree. A 2 is fair. Like this is a 2. I think this is the first time we've agreed on 2 items in a row. I think a 2 is very fair.
And LG, if you hear us, holler at us. Like, we don't want to be mean. We're thoughtful people who work tangentially in your space, and we could give you some feedback. So David, the product owner, go ahead, come on the podcast. Tell me that I'm wrong. Tell me that I don't understand something, that there's a setting in the menu that changes every goddamn update that I'm not seeing correctly. And I'd be more than happy to do that. So open invitation. We're nice guys. Let's talk about your TV product.
Yeah, let's get the leader of LG on here, get him to drop us some TVs, and we'll rate them. Honestly.
Yeah.
So like if your new products are better than this, there's no danger to you in coming out.
Wait, is there a chance? Hold on. Now that we've been talking a lot about LG and we've reached out to them, maybe they can be a sponsor, and we kind of want to undo that.
Well, maybe we are sponsored by LG, but it's too late. But I will tell you this, ding, ding, ding. That's our tie alert. But we have a tie.
Okay.
That's right. Connor's shitty TV is currently tied with my shitty robot vacuum. I honestly don't know what's worse. Mine's still functional, but like yours feels more functional than mine, if I'm being honest.
Well, now that I know it's a competition, I think my TV is better than your robot.
Okay, so I'm going to bump the robot down to, this puts the TV at 2.1 because we don't want it to go to a 2.5.
If it was a Roomba, it'd be above, and you'd go back to winning, but...
Yeah, that's fair. What was your category? Technology?
Tech fuckery, like tech company fuckery. Some of these, yeah.
Easy. Episode 5, Done. In the rankings.
Wait, we have 2 more things.
Oh yeah, and no, not the whole episode. I just meant that
Okay.
item. That item's
Oh, okay.
done. Actually, I think my next item is also tech fuckery, and it's great because I have it here with me today. Here you go.
Oh yeah.
This is mini USB cord. It's about an inch long. Why? Who is this for? First of all, it's not even the good kind of USB. It's the kind that is really thin and can bend the. Hold it up. There you go. It's the kind that if you bend it at all, you can fuck with the pins in the device. And so, like, frequently when I would charge phones that had this, the charging port would bend and then it would stop charging, and then I would have to get a new phone because, of course, phones can't be opened up and replaced like they used to be. But also, like, what is this for? Why is it this length? Why did anybody decide that this was good?
So there are some scenarios. I have actually one right here with me.
God damn you. God damn you.
I'm not saying that that's why you have it, but oh crap. So one situation, this is a DJI gimbal, phone gimbal, and it has this little sensor that attaches magnetically. And I guess for some reason it doesn't transfer power. But anyways, there is a need to have a cable that goes from here to here. And I have one that's very specifically, granted it's USB-C, so it's not that shitty one that you have, but like it's made just to be that length for this thing.
So that totally makes sense to me. I think it would almost be better to just have it be attached.
See? But it's good. It's not that shitty.
Yeah, that's way
garbage
better.
thing.
But also, I don't own anything that requires a short mini USB cable. So this came it came with my wireless Ring doorbell as a charging mechanism. Or no, not my Ring doorbell. It came with my hand-powered air duster as a charging mechanism. And it's like, why charging anything with a cord this small?
So I'm going to throw it back to you because you just told me to buy a new TV because I didn't like the splash screen. You having anything in your house that is micro USB, that's on you, or mini USB. I don't even know what you call that thing. I
would argue it's on the manufacturer. Thanks for blaming the victim, but continue.
Well, here's the other thing. When you buy cheaper stuff, the older connections are cheaper for them to incorporate. So if you're buying a lot of like off-brand technology, that's on you too. My DJI has USB-C to USB-C.
I will say my headphones, my Bose headphones, still use micro USB to charge, and
that's frustrating.
Yeah, and this object I bought, I did a lot of research on this. So I was using a lot of compressed air cans to clean out keyboards and stuff because I have a cat, and I thought this has to be bad for the environment. There has to be a better way. Turns out, yes, there is a better way. You can buy a rechargeable air duster, and this thing fucking rips, man.
That's cool.
It gets some serious pressure. I really like it. The only thing I don't like is this fucking shit. And like, I have better micro USB cables in my house because Xbox used to charge from micro USB. So I just hate that I have another cable. But it's
Throw it out. Why do you keep it? To be mad at it. Let's let.
I'm waiting. Look, I'm waiting for.
Go.
I'm waiting for a Ridwell category where I can recycle it.
I got you.
That's why it's still here. But yeah, so I guess, you know, in the grand scheme of things, it's not great. I just sort of like mildly dislike it. Do you have any questions before I tell you my ranking?
Ooh, I do. Yeah. I thought we might go into a quick role play.
Okay.
And so,
you know, I love role play.
You're you, and you have some messaging for the USB consortium. Bring.
Hello. I assume this is not an unknown number, or I wouldn't be answering it. Are we on a first name basis in this scenario?
This is the USB consortium looking for Ashton Macaulay. Okay.
No, wait, can we try again? Can you give me a scenario where I would pick up the phone? I just don't want to lie to the audience.
I mean, we're also doing like rings, which like that's not even a thing.
Well, yeah, and who keeps their cell phone on non-vibrate these days?
They sent you a message on LinkedIn. It looks very official with a follow-up Zoom, which then led to a phone call.
Okay, let me just see. No, sorry, you're on mute. You're on mute. You need to unmute on your headset. I can see that you're unmuted on Zoom, but you need to unmute your headset.
Is it?
Yeah, that's working. That's great. So, thank you for having a Zoom for me. I'm very upset about this USB product.
Well, we listen to all the podcasts that provide us feedback on USB, and this one has been getting a lot of buzz in the halls of the consortium. You had, and I'll be frank about this, Mr. Macaulay, you've had some very unkind things to say about some of the standards that we don't really even use anymore. And I can guarantee you, a time and place, there was a good reason for that thing. The engineering, marvelous. The problems it solved, stupendous. And we've moved on, and I would like you to move on too.
So I hear you, Mr. President of the USB.
But are you listening?
Yes.
I'm on the board. I'm not a president. Oh.
I am listening, but I would ask if you are listening to our podcast, because this is from fucking 2025. This is a brand new item that somebody manufactured this year.
Well,
Why is this still here?
Mr. McCauley,
Look at your children. You can't just make these unholy
Mr. McCauley,
amalgamations
if you
and
would
assume they
allow
never
me to
existed.
if I could get a word in straight with you, I think I could clear up some of your misconceptions.
Okay.
Look, we don't want people to be using them, but legacy connections need legacy connections, and we cannot control if the manufacturers are using perhaps parts that are in warehouses that are extremely cheap. We have a number of policies that I will follow up with PDF to your email address after the fact that help explain how we help encourage companies to adopt newer protocols and newer standards. It's a huge passion point for us here at the consortium.
It's really good. I
Would
will
you
say,
like that PDF? Because
Yeah, of course. Please send it. You know I love a good PDF.
Greg, send him the PDF.
Feel bad for Greg. And scene. I would like to say you're giving me somebody who worked at Excel for 15 years in a basement vibes.
Yeah,
Like I really like I do feel like you're pitching me on like Windows 95.
yeah.
But like maybe you never left after Windows 95 and you're just now emerging into sunlight for the first time. That was very good. I like that character. I hope he comes back.
If you've never worked at a consortium, it doesn't attract the type of people that are really
Worked
looking
at a
to.
consortium. Have you
What?
worked at a consortium?
I've thought about it.
Also, is it consortium?
I think I have an item. Oh, do we need to score yours?
We definitely we had to score this first. So
Okay.
after the talk with the Mr. President of the USB consortium, I'm not
Sir, just to remind you, I'm just on the board. No, I'm not the president. In fact, we have
president himself
we have
called
a
me.
fairly flat architecture for our workforce here.
I bet you
We're
do.
not paid very well. Our benefits, stellar.
Tell me how many of your leadership positions are held by white men.
Not all of them have hair. In fact, most of them don't.
So okay, this is infuriating to me as an item, but I have the potential to get rid of it probably soon, like within the next 2 weeks, and it's going to get recycled. As much as tech recycling is probably bullshit, like I get to believe it's been recycled.
No, there's copper and gold in there, bud. They recycle.
So that's going to happen. It's compact, so it's not taking up a lot of space. I'm going to give it like a 5.
You're really juicing these fucking scores, man. It's a 2. It's a cable we don't like that doesn't have a good purpose. What do you mean it's a 5? What else is a 5 on our thing? We have good things at 5. You need to
You
need to
know what?
refactor.
You're absolutely right. I'll accept a 3, but that does mean we have a tie break.
Okay. I mean,
Bring up
I mean,
the sheet.
I think we're gonna
Everybody
have a-
loves looking at the sheet. It's their favorite part of the podcast. So here's the sheet. I also realize we have a tie that we need to settle from last time that we never settled. So at a 3, it would tie with the dream I have about going to Germany to visit the Holocaust Museum with my dog that I'm ill prepared for. I would argue that this is better than that. So I would like to give it a 3.5.
Do we have a 3.5?
Nope.
Okay.
Okay, 3.5. Really short micro USB cable. It's also going to go in the tech fuckery category. I'm going to say inconvenient, but I can get rid of it.
And if you all missed the mini episode about Ashton's plane trip and whether or not the coin dictated his demise,
Yeah, we did edit that. It is a perfect 10 because I am alive. And you should
But
listen to
it's-
that mini episode. It's fucking good. We talk a little bit about Chicago.
but more importantly than that, it set a precedent. It created settled law, and we know how well that sticks around. And so that is scores can change after the fact, which I've been pumped about. So just get ready because some of these are going to be moving around, bud.
Yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with that. But we do have a tie that we have to settle from last week that I'm embarrassed that we didn't at the time. So we have the plans to my house and Connor's flying spirit
My
disc.
frisbee's way better. I spent 4 months being nice to everyone to get a piece of plastic with a panda on it.
I agree, but then it's tied with Chucky Dreams. So this is a new tiebreak scenario where I think we should put it at a 5.2. It's above Chucky Dreams and
Okay,
above
5.2.
the plans to my house.
5.2. Yep.
Let's get to our last item.
Okay. All right. So this one I think a lot about. This is probably the thing that legitimately makes me the most upset in life. And before I say it, I do want to go back. And in being so frustrated today, I don't want to let this frustrate me as much as it has been. And so the thing is, I don't know what to call it. It's essentially people who are not very self-aware about the space that they take up and understanding the basic movements and mobility of humans as they go about their day. An example of this is if you're on a path that maybe fits 4 or 5 people wide and there's a family that walks all together in a row and then there's me by myself. And if that family doesn't organically accommodate my presence, being that they're already taking up a larger portion of the path. That is one of the most infuriating things in my life. It is one of the times where I will say things to people, of which in thinking about it, I say of which a lot. I did like 4 times this week. I verbally said things to people because I was frustrated.
What did you say when somebody was blocking the path like that?
I was at a grocery store and I got sandwiched by 2 old people. And I stopped and I said, "Why are we doing this? What is happening?" And I looked at both of them and then I walked away. In the same grocery store, there was an old person with another old person. They each had a cart, and then they stopped in the middle and blocked the entire path. And one old person was moving heavy things from one cart to the other very, very slowly. And so I just...
Were they related old people, or was
yes,
this
they were like
they were? It was a slow motion heist.
I don't, maybe. And so I raised my hand and I looked at them and I didn't say anything, but I just went like this until they did something about it.
Were you trying to ask a question, or what was the goal?
I'm trying to bring attention to what I see is incredible lunacy. Like, nothing about this, for the way that my brain functions or works, makes any remote sense. The idea that I would not have to understand where I am in space such that other people can do things when there's conventions. Like, cars go one direction on the road, right? If you're on an escalator, you pass on the left of the escalator. You don't just stand in the middle. I know that one is more contentious because not everyone commutes or works in a city.
And they also just don't make escalators as wide as they used to.
Well, that's true.
What time were you shopping at, by the way? The store was full of old people.
This is at like 1. Yeah, it's 1 p.m.
Yeah, that's also on you, bud. You went to the grocery store at the witching hour. That's when they all come out.
All right, so 2 things I thought about. One is I went to Japan this summer, and it doesn't happen there for the most part. That doesn't mean people are paying attention to you. I'm not saying I want anyone to pay attention to me. I don't want people to talk to me. That's not what I'm asking for. I just need a basic understanding of where you are in space. So you don't hit someone, you make space for others, people can move in and out. That's all I want. And then the other thing I realized, and this is one of the reasons why I don't want to be so frustrated about anything, but especially this one, when I was little, I got a lot of grief for not being where I needed to be as a child. And as a child, like, I didn't know those conventions. I just got yelled at. Like, no one taught me, be like, hey, you go do this thing when you're outside in the city because it's dangerous to do this, or you get in people's way. They just kind of like were like, hey, dummy. And so I was very active. And so I think I'm very sensitive to where I am in space because I was criticized a lot for it. And so then I expect others to uphold that same thing, which I fundamentally fucking agree with still. So that rating as a category is, did I do it? Oh yeah, social norms is my category. This one was a little bit different. The first subcategory is, what the fuck are you doing? So I give this to a 2 because I don't understand what people are doing that they don't see other people. What the fuck are you thinking? Also a 2 because I don't understand what these people are thinking in regards to other people. And then lastly, the structural value of this norm for society, this is a 10. This is how we go ice skating. And we only have one circle, Ashton. Most of the time, no one's dictating the direction of the circle. We are humans solving a problem together within the chaos we are creating. And so for this not to be a core piece of the fabric of humanity, it's selfish, it's ignorant, it's less efficient. It is everything wrong with America and other places.
I wholeheartedly agree with you. I do have, like, even before I get to my questions, I think people got shittier during the pandemic because we got, like, especially about understanding, like, where we are in space. We got so bad at it. And I like just the thing with people walking on the path. I've had people just like straight mean mug me as they come at me in a group of 3, and they like do not shift at all, and they're expecting me to step off the curb and get hit by a bus. Get hit by a bus? That's on me now.
Ashton, I shouldered a high schooler this week. I hit him with my shoulder
you bodied a high schooler.
Yeah,
to the ground.
They were walking 4 wide next to the troll. It was 70 degrees out. It was sunny.
Which troll?
The bird one. No, not the bird one.
The bird one's by me.
It's a bird house one. There's bird houses. 2 trees. Jacob 2 trees.
Oh, Jacob 2 trees. So if you don't know what we're talking about, in the Pacific Northwest and all over the world, there's this Danish sculptor that makes giant wooden trolls out of recycled materials and just leaves them places. Fucking amazing.
Not infuriating, fanciful. It brings me hope.
Yeah, lightning rating 10. 10. Those fucking trolls are amazing. But maybe we should start recording our lightning ratings. Something to think about for a later time.
A different spreadsheet. Nice. I love that.
Yeah, maybe when I'm editing these, I'll go back and find those.
All right, here's my score, if you're ready.
I'm ready for your score. I still have questions.
This one, okay. I'll give you, I'm not juicing this one.
Okay.
It's a 1.
It's a 1 for you.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I have one more question, and then I can give
Mhm.
you my ranking.
Okay.
So the fact that this is a group of people we're talking about really got me thinking about the human condition. And as I was
Mhm.
thinking about this before we came here, I sort of meditated on it. And
Gotcha.
we contain multitudes. There are so many
Uh-huh.
facets of our existence that were created because they're relative to survival. There's lots of things that are created to help us survive. And it got me thinking about this. I don't often think about survival, but it brought me down this path, and it
Huh?
made me think, how would these type of people help me survive in a snowstorm?
I have a good answer.
Really? And it's not, does it involve me dying faster?
It can. Would you want me to go in a different direction?
Look, you do you. I'm just asking. I've never really thought about a snowstorm before, like, and getting stuck in it. For some reason, this just hit me today. So I figured I'd bring it up.
It's a unique scenario. I wasn't expecting this. You eat them, easy.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I did. Yeah, I mean it's very straightforward. So just eat them because
So-
they're being dicks, which means that they are prime fodder for cannibalization, is what you're implying.
It's not going to be easy. So
Eating
what I
people's
would-
never easy. It's that if it was easy, a lot more people would do it.
That's not Army Hammer.
I actually don't know if that's true, but maybe.
So, what you're going to want to do is, I have a hypothesis that these people are more on the tribal spectrum. And so, it's not necessarily inherent selfishness. It's the need, because of insecurity, fear, whatever it may be, to be together and maybe to take up space in a way that you would want to do if a bear came to you and you got real big, right? Actually, I don't know if that's good bear advice. Don't take that. But some animals do that.
Yeah.
I think that's actually mountain lions. So you're going to want to create a hierarchy. The cars fell off the ravine, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
we were in a car.
Searches, there's no hope of search. How did you get in a car with these? Were you guys like doing?
I think we were going on a run for malt balls because I was out of malt balls and I wanted more. Like they came with me, even though I was giving cues that I wanted to be alone, and they were not picking up on them, so
Yeah,
they came with
no.
me anyway.
You're gonna have to. Be
I
more
wanted to throw in a
explicit.
podcast and drive and get malt balls, but they were there with me, and honestly, their annoyance, that's why we crashed.
Yeah. Okay. So that makes more sense, and I feel less bad about you eating them. You need to create a small social hierarchy to begin with, because you need to focus everyone to eat on one person, right? You're not going to be. Not only would you not be able to eat 4 people at once, that doesn't help you stay as alive as long. And so you need to share some meat. You need to kind of create. It's like Survivor, if you've seen that.
Yeah, have I seen it? It's happening tonight, baby. We record on Survivor night. I'm very excited. But
So-
we have to create the illusion that if we eat one, we're not going to eat them all. So the others have to
Exactly.
think that they're not going to be eaten. But I mean, they
So-
are.
Okay, I have a way
They,
more.
they
concise
are
an-
going to be eaten.
I have a way more concise answer. You know exactly how to be Jeff from Survivor. You are in charge of the surviving. They don't know it. That is how this helps you survive in this spot.
I like that. This
Scenario.
is Survivor. Dig in. Like, dig in. And I'm going to dig into them because I'm going to eat them. And
Yeah.
I'm probably not going to share very much food. I'll pass it out like Jeff does the rice.
You have a mini Snickers that you lord over them over some sort of tasks for the first 3 weeks.
I like that. That's good. Okay, so unfortunately, that is going to up my ranking a little bit because these people are actually pretty helpful in a snowstorm. Now that I think about it, like maybe the most helpful because that's a lot of food to eat. So you wanted to put it at a 1. Looking at our spreadsheet, just for what
Mhm.
it would put them in the company of is Plane Crash Dreams. I would argue for a 1.5 puts them below Shitty Robot Vacuum, above Plane Crash Dreams.
That feels okay to me.
1.5 people with no situational awareness.
Mhm.
And what was your category for this?
Social norms.
Social norms. And then for notes, I'm going to put really annoying, but also food in a snowstorm. And that feels very relevant. And I think that and just important.
They do take up a lot of space while they sleep, annoyingly. And they're totally fine ripping them in the car, too.
I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate
Sorry.
that.
They're not good
Just-
people.
Just for a quick power ranking of like where things ended up today for our 3 items. At the bottom, we have LinkedIn, which I think is very fair, which is great. We found our 0 and we found our 10. Our scale now ranges from LinkedIn to Ashton's Lucky Coin. So like shitty social media sites to things that keep you alive.
One kept
and
you
Plane
alive.
Crashes.
One it makes you feel like you want to kill yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, one is actively endangering my life. I don't know how much longer I have on LinkedIn before that timer just clicks over and I'm dead. But after LinkedIn, we have people with no situational awareness at 1.5. Then we have Connor's shitty TV at 2.1. And my really short micro USB cable is the king at 3.5. Good episode. I love it. That's solid. Let's do what we always do. Let's close with some words of affirmation.
Jeez.
Yeah, I've got one chambered, so you can have a
Go
moment
for
to
it.
think.
Go for it.
I just want to say, recording this podcast is one of the highlights of my week. It's very fun for me, and I really enjoy doing it. And I laugh when I go back and edit it. And the world's a dark place, But this is very fun and feels very low pressure. So thank you.
Was mine too. Mine's superficial, but now that I realize the angle of your camera should be more unflattering than it is, that you're a good-looking dude.
Thanks, pal.
I give
Also,
you
it
an
does
8.
make me look like a full head taller than you, which is not true in real life.
No.
You gotta get your camera lower, bud. Like it just looks so big.
But then it goes right up to, then you got a bigger chin.
Yeah, well, I also have a huge nose, so you can see right in there.
Gross.
Right into the black void of my nose.
I didn't even notice that. I said you were handsome, but
Cue the outro music.
tiny pianos. Bye.